Okay, I've had a thought recently, spurred on primarily by Webster Tarpley. And if you listen to Webster Tarpley's weekly radio address, he keeps handing out subtle warnings to those who are responsible for economic crimes against humanity. He cites people like Sheila Bair, the person who is closing all the small mom and pop banks every weekend on Friday without ever lifting a finger to do anything against the big banks who got trillions of dollars in bailouts, the same banks who took the bailout money and invested in things like the TSA scanners. If you go on and listen to what Webster Tarpley has to say, or many others, there's subtle warnings going out to people like Jamie Dimon and Pandit, the head of all these banks, Moynihan. I would include, anybody who is or was responsible for derivative trading, mortgage fraud, robo-signing. All these people, in my opinion, have brought the world to the brink of economic disaster. It's not just my opinion. I mean, just look at all the problems that we have right now. And so the subtle warning of a Nuremberg keeps going out. Now, of course, Nuremberg was used, the Nuremberg trials were used to prosecute the Nazis for genocide and war crimes against humanity. But these economic war crimes are really the crimes. What do you say to these people who traded derivatives, to these bankers who all over the country have brought millions of people into despair and poverty? Well, we as a nation, as a global group of people, are just going to allow you to get away with stuff. We're going to allow you, all you congressmen and senators, just to look the other way, to do nothing, to have no sort of accountability whatsoever to your corporate interest, to your lobbyist. Now, you are all guilty, in my opinion. You are all guilty of, at the very least, of standing trial. You need all you people who are involved in bringing this economy, this global economy, to its knees, to stand trial for economic war crimes against humanity. Alright, so how did this all begin, the Nuremberg trials? Let me just read a little bit. At the end, as World War II drew to an end, Henry L. Stimson, the U.S. Secretary of War, advocated that Nazi leaders be tried for the Holocaust. Alright, now let's just change the Holocaust and all these other things to economic war crimes against humanity. Now what happened was, Stimson, the Secretary of War, proposed this idea. He said, when Franklin Roosevelt died on April 12th, I said this plunged the war into mourning. The day after Roosevelt's death, Robert H. Jackson, then a Supreme Court justice, pronounced his support for Stimson's proposal. Jackson advocated that the Nazi leaders be tried, but they'd be subject to a fair trial. By that time, Justice Jackson had established himself as one of the most articulate jurists in American history. So basically, Jackson, Jackson was appointed. Let's see. How did this work out? It said President Truman appointed Jackson to be the United States Chief Counsel for redressing Nazi crimes. So, right there, So Jackson, who represented the United States at the Nuremberg trials, was appointed by the president. Now, I don't know if you take economic war crimes against humanity, I don't think that the president should appoint this judge. I think that the United States people should appoint their judge, their representative, for these new economic war crimes against humanity. This trial, we need to have a trial. We need to bring these people to justice, and they need to serve, to pay their penalty for destroying the world, destroying the economic condition of the world. Whether it be senator, congressman, anyone complicit in allowing this to happen should be tried. No one should be waived and just say you're too important, you're too above the law. I don't care if it's Obama, Cheney, Bolton, Clintons, all the big banksters, the derivative traders, the mortgage fraudsters. All these people need to be tried, and we as American people need to set the precedent of who we're going to choose to represent us as judge in these upcoming economic war tribunals. This economic case against humanity, these people need to be served some sort of justice. And in my opinion, Geithner, Bernanke, and Obama all should be tried as well, as should Bush and pretty much all the senators and the congressmen. All these people, the people who are elected to represent us, who allowed all this to go on with no oversight whatsoever, should be charged. Every single sitting congressman and senator, those who have retired, who look the other way. You can't just claim that you looked the other way and you didn't know about it. All these big banks, all these derivative traders, everybody sitting in a cubicle who traded a derivative, you need to go on trial. You need to answer for what you've done. The destroying of Iceland, destroying of Portugal, Spain, countries, the United States. How did we get trillions of dollars in debt? Greenspan, he needs to be accountable. These people need to be accountable. They need to explain themselves, and we need good judges to represent us. Now, I think that a possible candidate may be Judge Napolitano. He, even though he's on Fox, and I can't stand Fox for the most part, he seems like a possible candidate. How about you? Do you got any opinions on this? Do you think these people should just all go free? My opinion on it is take every single one. I don't care if this goes on for 20 years. All these people need to be accountable. They need to explain themselves, whether it's the real small little derivative trader sitting in a cubicle or the President of the United States. You need to be held accountable.